announcement marks a new era for the city, for the West Valley, and for the state. All of us have suffered significantly during this recession, and after more than 3 years, it isn't over yet. Just last week, we had a reminder of how bad the recession continues to be. The city held its first ever job fair last Wednesday in collaboration with 8 cities, community colleges, Workforce Connection, and others that offer services for the unemployed. The good news is that more than 2,000 people attended. The bad news is that more than 2,000 people attended. We're ecstatic about the turnout, but our success was bittersweet because it's an indicator of just how deep this recession is and how many people are still hurting. But the jobs are going to lead us out of this recession, and today's announcement is about the creation of new jobs in the city of Peoria, hopefully about 150 of them. That's right. Peoria's focus has been on jobs, on attracting high-wage jobs and growing industries, and Maxwell Technologies epitomizes the type of economic development we're pursuing. Clean technology manufacturing jobs that pay well above the county average. We are pleased to welcome Maxwell Technologies to Peoria and to the Valley. The West Valley is the perfect place for clean technology to take root. Technically skilled workers with expertise are in abundance. The opportunity for growth is phenomenal in the West Valley. We have a strong infrastructure for sustainability, for a workforce, and for livable communities, as well as for transportation and water. Jobs in industries such as clean technology will lead the way, and Peoria is happy to be the first in Arizona to say welcome. So thank you for your time today, and now I'd like to introduce the CEO of Maxwell Technologies, David Schramm.
Thanks, Mayor. Thanks, Mayor Barrett. I see there's some local knowledge here that you get under the canopy early. Good choice. Very good choice. With me today are some people from Maxwell I'd like to introduce. George Krigler. George, if you'd stand. George is our Chief Operating Officer. Next to George is Earl Wiggins. Earl is our Vice President of Operations and Manufacturing Engineering. So George and I got the easy part. That's to sign the lease. Earl actually has to make this thing work. Next to Earl also is Sarah Dial. And Sarah has really been, please Sarah. Sarah is a consultant that has worked with us and has been just a tremendous asset as a project advisor to help us relocate here and to put facilities into the Peoria area. So on behalf of the over 400 Maxwell employees worldwide, we'd really like to thank you for the warm reception. And hopefully I don't have to accent the word warm here very much longer. You know, we couldn't be more pleased with the way we've been treated coming to the greater Phoenix area and specifically to Peoria. There's been a very high degree of professionalism, encouragement from the public officials, the business climate, and the inducements to get us here. Maxwell as a company has been in business over 50 years. We're not a startup. Our headquarters are in San Diego, but today we have offices in the United Kingdom, Switzerland, Germany, China, and contract manufacturing operations throughout Asia. All of the intellectual property associated with our ultracapacitor business is headquartered in San Diego. Peoria will be our first expansion of taking the family jewels, if you will, our intellectual property, and bringing it out of San Diego, and we're going to bring it here to Peoria. So we will then have our IP in San Diego as well as in Peoria. Now, we're a global company. We have customers in 43 countries, so we will be shipping to a lot of different locations. Out of the Phoenix area here, we will be shipping mostly to our contract manufacturers either in Central America, Mexico, and Asia. And then hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to do that into Eastern Europe. That's another one of Earl's projects that he didn't want to shake his head up and down on real quickly here. You know, the market demands are real simple, and that is they demand that we supply leading-edge technology with perfect quality, delivered on time, and at prices that support their value proposition. Our business model demands that we're a low-cost producer to ensure profitability. You know, make no mistake about it, Maxwell is in business to make money. Everything else enables us to make money, but we expect to continue that with our expansion here in Peoria. Our model also requires that we protect our intellectual property. IP is only, like I said, going to be in San Diego and in Peoria. We outsource the assembly, but none of the intellectual property goes with it. This allows for the two P's, protection and profitability. So a little bit about what is it we do? Well, we build an ultracapacitor. An ultracapacitor is an energy storage device. It's not an energy making device. They look like batteries, but a battery makes electricity by way of a chemical reaction. We basically store electricity. If you will, it's like putting static electricity into a can. We can store energy from any source. We are agnostic to the source. We can work with a lead acid battery, nickel metal hydride, lithium ion, any battery source. We can work with windmills, solar panels, power plants, or brakes. Our ultracaps store energy very, very quickly, and they can release it very, very quickly. And it's all due to this intellectual property that we've got around the electrode. There is no chemical reaction, so we can cycle our capacitors millions of times, and they work at a minus 40 C to a plus 65 C. So it gives us a lot of applications. Some of those applications that we're doing, frankly, outside the US right now, is we install ultracapacitors into buses. We've got about 4,000 buses in daily use, and what they do is they put electric motors on the rear wheels. When you run that electric motor in reverse, it becomes a brake. It also becomes a generator. The electricity it generates is then stored in the ultracap. That energy is then reused to accelerate the bus. The bus then picks up about 25% fuel economy and about a 90% reduction in the particulate matter coming out of the tailpipe. Very, very intriguing system. We are also in windmills. We are in windmills that are 2 to 7 megawatts. These windmills are like a 40-story building with a football field going around for propeller. In the top of the windmill, we have got ultracaps stored to do pitch control. If the wind gets too high, you need to pitch the blade out. If the wind goes too slow, you need to pitch it into the wind. The ultracap is used for that power event. Now, I'll tell you, they used to use batteries for that, and the problem was you got to climb up there to change them. One of my bucket list items was to climb to the top of a windmill, and I did it, and I'm not going back. Uninterrupted power supply. We are backing up computer farms. We got over 35,000 installations in today. And again, we have just enough power that if there's a voltage change, the computer doesn't see it, no data is lost. We're also in 2 million solid-state disk drives, doing exactly the same thing. Another one that we just started about a year ago, we are in automobiles. We are in start-stop, and right now it's being driven by the Europeans, and soon we will be in over 1 million cars. So today as we sit here, about 80% of our revenue comes from outside the United States. So we look at that as a real plus because that means the U.S. being the world's largest market is nothing but growth. I will tell you that as a company, UltraCaps, we've been growing that revenue 50% a year, and we've done that for the last 4 years. So they're green. They're 2 shades of green. They're green for the environment, and they're green for our investors. We do not receive federal loans or grants to run our business. We do something very unique. We actually generate cash from the product we sell. So, our new Peoria facility will have manufacturing, technical, administration people. The Phoenix area provides us many resources with your universities, your national laboratories nearby, so we know we've got a resource here to grow from. We want to be an active member of this community. We want to be part of the vibrant growth that we feel here. And again, I'd like to thank everybody that's helped make this project a reality.
This is an innovative clean tech company. And when people talk about solar and renewables, and I think as the president was saying, everybody wants to have the conversation about Solyndra. We want to have the conversation about Maxwell Technologies. That's what we want to do. Great American company that actually exports technology around the world. You know, the renewable sector is the only sector in the United States right now that has an export surplus to China. So when people are having this conversation now in Washington, we have to separate these conversations from maybe making a bad decision versus what's a great industry that I think has a very important future here in the Valley, in Arizona, and the United States. And I want to thank you, Mr. President, for that leadership and your entire Maxwell Technology team for that. And, you know, we're more than happy to have more of that investment from San Diego here. I was talking with Carl about this, and I said, you know, I don't think we have any data. You know, GPEC has brought over 500 companies to the Valley. San Diego is really the nation's one of the 2 or 3 centers of science and technology in the United States. And I think this is the first time I can recall, and we have any evidence of, actually technical and intellectual property activity leaving California and coming to Arizona, and they chose Peoria to do that. And I think that's exciting news.
Hey, I just want to, first of all, thank you for attending today. And what a great day for the city of Peoria, to the mayor and council. Great and wonderful community, and bringing in another wonderful partner that has strong employment and really forward-reaching technologies. I do appreciate so much the work that Chris, that you and Barry and GPEC has done. And Sarah's been a long-term friend, former commerce director herself, and continues to really promote Arizona. Thank you, Sarah, for your work in this as well. You know, it really, with all the national attention on Solyndra and the solar industry, and we continue to advance as a state. And I just want to comment on the fact that this technology and the future and how we're really trying to strategically move forward in the solar space is not haphazard. It's very specific, it's strategic, it's performance-based, where we help. And the renewable energy tax credit is performance-based, where we provide help to companies, strong companies like Maxwell, that have said, yes, we believe in ourselves, we're gonna take advantage of some assistance that the state wants to invest with us and co-partner and co-labor with us. But we also will receive that when we deliver things. When we hire jobs, we will receive the benefits of those. So there's provisions to do things wisely. So make no mistakes, this is a great day because we're doing things in a far-reaching way technologically, but we're doing them in a prudent and in a wise stewardship fashion. I'm excited about that. But right now it's about significant jobs with significant pay, and we are very fortunate, blessed to be able to have Maxwell choose Peoria, choose the state of Arizona collectively over Texas or any other place. But our commitment, the governor's commitment, is to not just say the right things from a pulpit, from a podium, but really say things that are from the heart and say, we want to be here after the deal. So I want to express on behalf of Governor Brewer's heart and passion behind the solar industry a welcome to Maxwell and our firm commitment to continue in our job training program to help you with your employee advancements and any other form of assistance we can, because we want Maxwell to be more about. We want them to be celebrating 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road and advancing not just their business, but the solar space. I appreciate each of you coming out to support this worthy day. And again, thank you to GPAC. The last thing I would say is that, you know, contrary to a lot of things that people can evaluate about our state and how we have challenges this way or that way, let it be known that people truly are having a perspective maturity of working together. This isn't just about some love fest coming up and saying nice things about each other. I mean, Barry and I work hard to work together because ultimately we see ourselves as coming underneath Maxwell to help support them and actually say it's about them. It's not about us. But we're also celebrating that Arizona is collective and we're coming together in great ways. Your participation here today validates that. Thank you for the opportunity for me to just share a few thoughts. Have a great day.